with all your wisdom and insights. I am going to take you to almost the final segment. I would just tell you one word or one phrase. You please let me know your idea about it in a word or in a sentence or in a couple of sentences. That's it. It's going to be very like a rapid fire kind of it, but you can take a couple of sentences. How do you differentiate between need and want? Because that dominated your entire life, you kept repeating it. Please tell me.
How do I differentiate it?
And what according to your life?
Because
Because
I started learning that if I need something, I will get it. If I didn't get something, then it's not a need, it's a want.
ah, you are playing with your words. Can you just elaborate? Oh, it's beautiful, but if you need
For
something, you
example, like
get it.
like
If you
when
don't get it, it's a want. Oh my god. For example.
I'll tell you, the first time I learned this like from my father, when I was in fifth grade, I had a typhoid three times back to back, and they were worried. So they took me to the homeopathy, and then the doctor said no coffee. Those days we cannot drink milk. Only coffee is given because that's we can dilute as much as you want, and then little bit milk for the sake of it, and they'll give you right. So I used to cry every day. I'm not getting my coffee. My That's when my father said, look, when you want something, then you get attached to it. If you don't get it, you get disappointed. So if you don't drink it, you will not miss it. So from that day onwards, I stopped drinking coffee. Even today, I don't drink coffee. So then I knew that if I need something, I will get it. This only I wanted, I did not get it. So, that's how, you can define. Because, like my life, I told you, right? But I wanted to take physics, but I got botany. And then I wanted to be a teacher. I became a scientist. And I wanted to go to work in US. I started a business. So it's all, like
Completely resonating. Thank you. And the second word is in your entire journey, normally I have heard big tycoons used to say work for 15 hours per day, don't take rest, sacrifice your sleep. I've heard all these things from big tycoons, whom I'm meaning in Indian business industry. But all through your journey, you are just talking about two things. But it was subtle, but it was very strong that you're telling. I take enough sleep. Is- So, what is sleep for you?
what is sleep?
Yeah,
Sleep is my battery recharge.
lovely.
Because I in fact now I'm sleeping less than what I would. When I was young, I used to sleep very well, very deep sleep. Nothing will disturb me. But now it's a little bit disturbed sleep. Maybe my sister used to say, maybe when we get older, we get less sleep. Maybe that's the reason. But still, I try to sleep 8 hours because if I don't sleep, I know I cannot. I start sneezing first of all. I went to the doctor a couple of times and I asked him. He said, "You know your own cure. You go and sleep." So even in the daytime, if there's something needed, I just go take a 20-minute nap. Or nowadays with the after I learned about this relaxation exercise, so I try to lie down and listen to it, and then 20 minutes I listen, and then most of the time I go to sleep halfway, but it still be listening unconsciously. So for me, I have to take a rest. I know a lot of people say the early risers get the best reward and things like that. I'm not really early riser. My mom used to say, have you ever seen 5 o'clock? Ladies are supposed to get up at 5 o'clock. I said, Amma, I see the 5 o'clock every day in the evening. Why do you bother me? So I'm still today like that. I'm not a early riser. A lot of people say you have to wake up at 4 o'clock and do it. I don't know. I'm not like that. So sleep is very important for me. So I make sure I sleep so I can function better. I can think better.
So
Because if
that's
you get sleep deprived, sometimes then your brain cannot process information correctly. So you can say, yes, I was awake. I'd sleep only 3 hours, but only people like Nehru, I have heard he used to sleep only 3 hours. Or here, like a Sankaracharya. Sankaracharya, he never slept. But those are all like exceptional individuals. I'm not. I'm just a human being.
Very nicely put. Yes. To all of you, do whatever you want, but please take necessary sleep. Because I was one of the victim of this sloha, which is, hey, I was once up in one phase. I used to sleep only for 4 hours. There was one of a friend who who was so caring to me, sleep for 5 hours, 6 hours at least. I was like, I blasted at her to an extent she can't even talk back to me. But 8 months down the line, I've got lot of issues, depression, whatsoever, lot of issues. Then the root was I was not sleeping. So the moment I started to sleep enough, I was so fresh. I was able to focus much. Though I do for things for 1 hour, 2 hours, I'm with utmost focus. So, which was sleep was actually taken for granted, but it is very important. Thank you so much, Andal, because when you tell that, it it goes to so many people. Like that's why I like to just know about your view. And the next step is your favorite thing. Probably you s- spoke a lot of time. You uttered this word a lot of time all through your story narration. Karma. What is karma for you?
Karma is two things. One is karma from my previous birth, which I don't have a control. And sometimes when I suffer, I think, okay, maybe something I did in the past, previous birth that's coming here. So I'm spending it. So at least that karma will not carry on to my next birth. And that karma is also what I can do in this birth. So that has a good effect for my progeny. So, like I said, we are not going to leave a lot of money for our kids, but we leave good karma because both my husband and I we believe in giving and we try to do a lot of charity. We don't publicize our names and we just do quietly whatever we can in our own way. So we are leaving good karma for our kids. And maybe that'll help in my next birth because I don't think my birth like if that right punyatmas they call it, like who has done a lot of good thing, good deeds, and this is their last birth. But I don't know because I'm not a perfect individual. So I might have one more birth, but at least in the next birth I want to be better. I want to have a little bit more. For example, I've just started listening to all this Shankaracharya and other things. I said, why did I wait for 70 years to learn about them? Why I did not learn. Like Kanaka but Siddhar, he has light in my backyard in Palani, and he also my sister was saying he used to sit right near my the uncle's shop in the weekly marketplace. Yeah, but I never knew about it. So they say you need to have the good karma to learn all these siddhars and to be with them when they are alive. But maybe at least now I know about them. So maybe next birth I'll be a better off place where I can have the more connection with the
Enlightened
spiritual.
souls. And also, as you know, I am also from Palani. From Palani, where I went? I went to Tiruvannamalai.
Mm,
I'm the person who never knew the value of both the places. But when I just tell to any other Indians or also certain international folks, hey, I'm from Tiruvannamalai and Palani, I always see the wow factor in their eyes, the twinkling eyes. I saw also people from Kashmir, Delhi, Rajasthan. Their only dream was to be in Tiruvannamalai or Palani. Seriously? Was a big deal. That's how my attitude was. But then I realized what I was not even realizing. But I can just directly connect with your word. Just knowing the value of our own land is very important, especially when we are known for the places that we come from is known for the enlightened souls. Boher,
yeah.
it could be Ramana Maharshi, and everybody else. Thank you for spilling
Because
about.
they say Tiruvannamalai Ninikka Mukti. Just you think of Tiruvannamalai, you will attain moksha, right?
Yeah.
So we just went to Tiruvannamalai in December and in no sorry March and June. because I never had a chance to go there. Finally, because they say it's like he has to call you. And then I went to the Ramana Ashram, Sri Seshadri Ashram, and I went to the Girivalam, and also I stayed in Yogi Ram Surat Kumar because I started learning about him. So it all happened, suddenly. And then, I'm saying, okay, only now I got the time. Like maybe this is my time to learn about them. So Tiruvannamalai, you stayed there or studied there or what did you do there?
No, from Palani we shifted. My father got an opportunity for a business there. So as a family, nuclear family, we shifted there, and it has been now almost 15 plus years there. 15 plus years,
Oh,
more than 15 plus
mm,
years. Yeah, 16, 17 years. But my connection with Tiruvannamalai is like a visitor, because all
mm,
through my college time I was there, so I go once in a time. Then I was working in Chennai, Coimbatore, Bangalore. I go on weekends. Then I was in Netherlands. I'm in Netherlands.
mm.
Again, I'm going to be a visitor. So, but I'm at least feeling fortunate that I was able to build a house there for my family, and I'm happy with that. And next time, if at all you get an opportunity to go there, and it's an open invite for you to have a lunch with us next time when you're in
Definitely.
Netherlands. The fourth word, work life balance, because I kept observing, I keep doing working, I keep doing the business whatsoever. It is just Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Weekends is going to be a family time. After 5, it is also going to be family time. Because normally when people does business, they talk about working extra hours, sacrificing weekend. Again, the same formula which I heard back from India. But you are very clear about this. How did you get into the idea of work-life balance? What is it
Okay.
for you?
Yeah, I want to clarify one thing. Like, the 9 to 5 was when my kids were younger. Because when the
Mm,
kids would get off the school, I used to pick them up. I was doing from home, so I was more flexibility. So it's not that you don't work after 5, but it's the freedom that you can choose to work or not to work.
right.
That's what I meant. It's not like, see, as an entrepreneur, obviously you have to work more than 40 hours a week because you have to work. So make sure that the employees get paid on time. Employees can sign up at 5 o'clock. They don't have to think about the office till next day. But as a owner of the company, it's your responsibility to make sure they are paid. So yes, we have to work hard. We have to work long hours, but I can choose when I want to work, when I want to take off.
Great.
If my kids have some activity, I have to go. I can leave early. And if I have to go to, when I started, my parents were alive and my grandmother was there. If I had to go suddenly to India to take care of them, I can leave. If I'm working for somebody, I have to get their permission. But whereas this freedom I got because I had the business, and now with all this technology, you can work from home, work from anywhere. But for me the balance is still, yes, if I need to do, so I want to make sure I have time for my friends. I go to the temple or I go to the cultural events. I talk to my friends and my relatives, and I make try to do some time because my grandmother always used to say the work for a man or a woman will stop only when the ocean stops making waves. So there is always work is going to be there, but then you have to prioritize which is important, which needs to be get done immediately. So that when you do that, it should also make sure that you have some time for your personal things and your family things. It's not just work 24 hours a day. So that's the only thing my work life balance is. I can schedule when I want to and I can do it, but I get things done. It's not like I don't do anything. I have to do the work, but I have the flexibility to when I want to do it.
So it's a 2 point formula. Prioritize. And secondly, choose. Golden words. Thank you. And the last word, CocoaTown. What is it for you?
Okay, CocoaTown. I'm happy that CocoaTown is the enabler of value addition for farmers and giving freedom for women to start the business. and helping businesses to grow from. We have some customers who started in their apartment, and then now there are big companies or multinational companies. So Coco Town is a place, I would say, people can come, learn, and of course buy the machines, and then get the exposure that they need in the international market, and they can thrive. So we want to make sure Coco Town forms a community where everybody is treated equal, helping each other. So it's maybe because when we have the webinar, I always finish with Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. So may the words and actions of my life contribute to the freedom and peace for all, happiness, freedom, everything. So Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. That's our in our signature. You know, email signature. That's a CocoaTown. That's how it goes. So it's CocoaTown is also a community. It's not just Balu and I as the CocoaTown, our employees, because without them we cannot do it. Like I said, if I have to go to India, I just go and our employees take care of the business. I don't have to be here 24 hours a day. And also our suppliers, our vendors, our customers, and industry experts and mentors, the farmers, because without the cocoa farmers we won't be in business, because they have to produce the cocoa beans for people to process. So again, it's like in a nutshell, it's the whole universe is helping us, and we are directly or indirectly. So that's CocoaTown.
It's so philosophical with a lot of practical insights. And would you also like to add any more about CocoaTown that you'd like to share to our viewers?
If anybody wants to start eating good chocolate, they can support the chocolate makers who are making the. So look at the package and see how many ingredients are there and how many of them you can recognize. Then you're eating a healthy chocolate. So that helps the farmers at the end, because the more used chocolate you eat, the people who make bean to bar chocolate, they call it, all the chocolates are made from beans. But why they differentiate is in the big companies, sometimes they take the cocoa butter out and then sell it for the other industries, and then they use the other ingredients. There are 30, 40 ingredients, whereas the bean to bar chocolate or craft chocolate makers, they control the whole process, and they use not any chemicals. They use only like a beans and sugar, and sometimes they add some flavors, and in some countries they have to add less within like a very small amount because of their climate conditions. So they make a healthy, wholesome food for you. So chocolate is not a junk food anymore. People used to have, like women used to have a guilty pleasure, they call it, because they want to eat chocolate, because cocoa bean itself is a wholesome nutrient. It has a lot of iron content, feel good chemicals, and antioxidants, all those things. But because of the high amount of sugar, we were gaining too much weight instead of getting the complete benefit. With the dark chocolate, the healthy chocolate with the fewer ingredients, you get better health, and then you are helping the farmers, because if we don't support the farmers, we won't have the food to eat. Because in our language we say, right, the farmers have to their put their foot in the mud so you can put your hands in the bowl. So support the farmers in whatever way you can. It's not just the chocolate, anything else. Know the farmer, because nowadays the organic farming is getting better. So please support organic farming. And CocoaTown, if you need any help from us to start the business, or whatever way we can share our knowledge, we'll be happy to share with you. And we have some webinars on general topics on marketing and other things that anybody can co-watch. They can just send an email to us for which topic they want, and then they'll get the link to watch it, because we are working on making it public, but it takes a longer time. but right now you can still access it by sending an email to us. And then I just, in directly or indirectly, all of the people who are watching are also part of our growth, part of our life, and part of our story. Because, like I said again, the Vasudeva Kudumbagam, we have every action. Um, Somehow it reaches the other person, and it helps the other people to grow. So thank you all for, and I hope I didn't bore you too much. So thank
Not at
you
all.
for this opportunity to share my life one.
If you have any public links about your webinar, and if you're okay with, maybe I can also add those links to the description of your episodes. And I will
Yeah,
also have
it's
a
on
tag.
Coco.
Maybe later on I will get it, and so that your act of service reaches more people.
No problem. They can go to CocoaTown.com to see our website, and then there are tab on education. They can click on it and they can see the past webinars or the future webinars. They can see it from the website.
I will just add that to all as a note. Thank you. And it is also a personal interest. Probably most of our people might also think about it. How to become a cocopreneur, right? Cocopreneur. If I
Coco,
wish
yeah.
to be a cocopreneur to sign up, so what are the steps for me or for anybody who has no to less business knowledge? I would say no to less business knowledge who want to be a cocopreneur. What could be that?
See, two things. You need to have a passion
Okay.
and you have the patience. Because chocolate is a little bit longer process because it takes 2 to 3 days to make a batch of chocolate. And you have to, so then if you want to make trials to perfect the recipe, each time you have to spend a day or two because, we have the smaller machines that you can get it done in a day, but still it's a 1 day process. It has like roasting, cracking, winnowing, and grinding, conching, tempering, all those processes. But what you can do is to start with, what we recommend is you can just buy the nibs and then grind it and then experiment it with it. And then we have the resources in our website how to make chocolate with the homemade utensils. And we also teach courses. It's called the Bean to Bar Boot Camp or Bean to Bar Workshop, where it's intensive course. It's 3 to 4 days, and people, from 9 to 6, they have learned theory, practical, and they get to make their own chocolate in a small group. They get hands on. It's not like a cooking show where you will come and learn everything. So it happens in US and also in India. So you can learn, or you can learn in your community. There may be people teaching about this course and chocolate making. So, and then also, of course, YouTube and other things are there to learn. And there's something called the Craft Chocolate TV from Hawaii, from Manova Chocolate. Dylan Butterbar, he has does a good job of teaching people how to make chocolate. So there are a lot of different ways. Like I said, if you have the patience and passion, you can start the business, and we can help you.
So nicely said. And I'm basically interested. And I'm also, in my circle, there are a couple of people. There's one, I would rather say like that. I have one Dutch friend. I told him, hey, I have a guest from USA of Tamil origin. Oh, who does the choco business? He was extremely excited because he is basically a professional chef. He loves cooking delicious food, different food. Hey, are you talking with the Coco guest? Yes. I even today I have met for lunch. I said I'm having a guest. I need to go. And you mean that Coco guest? Yeah. I told she makes a visit to Amsterdam on February. Maybe if an opportunity, we will just meet her. Let's see how it goes. Thank you so much. It's already inspired a couple of people.
See, actually, we are going to have the Build a Bar workshop after, Chakava in India, in Mysore. We
Okay.
are working on it. So
Okay.
once it's finalized, I will let you know. Then maybe you can
We can
get
see
a
how it
response if
is.
you're interested. Yeah.
Thank you. With this, we
Thank
are
you.
ending our, this podcast journey, not necessarily a personal journey, but this podcast journey. And of course, this is not the only show. That given your knowledge, you will be a repeated guest all through my podcast. But for this specific journey, we have ended. Thank you so much for all your time. I
Thank
only
you.
had I only had inspirations, learnings, insights from you. And yes, of course, there are concepts which I have a different idea, and you have a different idea. For example, karma, and which I learned from you is not looking only the differences, but what is common. We believe on the positive belief, be it a universe or God, and we spoke about it. And it is all about taking care of the people, not necessarily 8 billion people, but at least 8 people or just one person with an idea of service, which again we resonate. And this would be a very good takeaway with all which we discussed for people watching it.
Yeah, I don't think I have any questions right now. Um, if I think about it, I'll listen because I didn't think about any questions right now. But
No
I
problem.
just want to thank you for taking time and considering me, and I want to thank Vasanti for recommending me. And then thank you for putting up with all my because I talk too much.
That's what we needed. You are the right guest for us. And uh, in this journeys, I validated my journey as well. At least I would rather say it that way. Because when I started, I had different questions. Will I be a successful podcaster? Will I have 100 billion followers, 10 billion followers? I had always no. I put everything aside. I'm doing it. I'm okay to have 100 people. I'm not bothered. I'm doing a content which I resonate with, that gives me energy, and that gives me the enthusiasm by seeing the output. And that's what. That's something you also told. Because the very theme of my podcast is spread your sparks, spread your nectars. And my one of the core goal is extraordinary stories of ordinary people. And when I say ordinary people, are people who are actually extraordinary by themselves. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Loka Samasta Sukino Bhavantu.
transforming minds and enriching lives.